Okay, here we go, Nick. I'm going to assume that your pictures are all okay and you can load them like I'm going to do now as you go to File, open as layers. I have to go my desktop. Okay, this is a voiceover. When I select the files, I hold down the control button. That way I can select without selecting the whole group. That's all I have to say. Here we go. Roman bust, Obama, dog, cat, and car. And you like the blue. We're going to open those. So here we go. So as you can see, by the yellow line, as you called it, the line, dotted line, dotted line, okay? The biggest one is the Roman, okay? So the first thing you have to do, you have to make all the layers the same size. I think we can do it here. Fit canvas to layers, okay? So we pick the biggest layer. Now, so here's your Roman bust. That's the first one. Here's Obama's head, and as you can see, they're not the same proportion. This is your dog, he's not the same proportion. This is your cat, and this is your car. So as you can see, none of them are really the same proportion. So what we want to do, Obama seems to be the smallest one. So if you go here, right to the very top, you'll see the arrow. And so just put, these are called layer boundary guides. This is a guide. Now it's gone. View, show guides. Now we're going to go get another one. And the reason we're setting them up like this is so we can do our proportions using the guides, okay? So now, I don't know if you can see them well, but we have 4 guides. They're light blue. And you can see them on the outside here. I'll go back to this. So what we want to do now is get this guy. Now you can see they're not the right proportion. So we leave Obama here and we'll go to, is this where it is? Yes. Rotate. So I gotta right click here and select, I'm sorry, scale. So now we're going to scale the layer we've selected. I bring it down to the guide. So now they're both the same proportion. Scale. Okay? And sometimes you'll see floating selection, transformation. So you click here where it says anchor the floating layer. So now we got Obama and this guy. What I'm going to do is move Obama up. That didn't work, did it? So I'll use the arrow. Up, up. Because every time I select one, and you have to make sure you're selecting all. So I'll leave Obama lit up, and here's the car. It says car, car, so we know we're on the right layer. So this is a little bigger. We're going to have to, if we want to just to give you an idea, it doesn't matter if it's a bit bigger. So we'll do that, and then you do scale. Now the car is scaled. Unlike the car, select the cat, and select the cat here. We use the eye and the select. And so our scaling tool stays selected. So all we're doing here is trying to get the correct proportions. Not complicated, but I want to, okay. And you use the center box just to move it left and right and up and down without changing it, without changing the scale. So now we scale the cat. There's the cat. Now we want the dog. So here's the dog. Unselect the cat, the eye, but it's not white, so you gotta make sure the dog layer is white. So you have all your images on different layers. So now the dog is selected, the eye is on. So here we go. That's the same thing. Pretty close. Scale. So now they're all scaled. But they're all one on top of the other. Well, excuse me, I just want to take this blue, okay, and bring it right down to the bottom. So if I turn it down, it gives us a blue background and everything else is on top. So the thing is, the topmost layer is the one that shows up first. So we'll leave the president in the middle, okay? Ex-president, I'm sorry. Now we're going to choose the cat. But since we can't see it, we'll have to undo that. I'm sorry, the car. So now the car. Now we're going to move the car. So you got to use the move tool. Here's the tool. Move. You go here. And you see, since we have that all nicely divided up, we can just move that to here. You can just move it out. As you can see, nothing, it doesn't change the size or anything. Where are we going to have the cat? Why do you say we put the cat down here? The dog down here. Oh, Obama's not there. It's because we clicked the eye. Now he's back. So now, as you can see, we've got them pretty well lined up. Now we'll turn this on, and whoops, it's not quite big enough. Okay? So even if you make the size of the picture bigger, it's not going to do anything. So what you have to do, click on this layer, click on the color picker tool, color picker tool. You can get it there, or you can get it from the tools. You pick the blue, and we'll use the bucket fill. So again, tools. I don't know where the hell it is. Click on it here. Bucket fill. And you see, when we use the color picker, that changed here. I know what's going on. I'll tell you what's going on is that the image layer, I'm sorry, the layer limit, the layer boundary isn't to the image boundary. So go to layer, layer to image size. Now it'll work. And so here you have your complete picture. I hope you understand that. Go through it slowly, see if you can do the same thing, and if you have any more questions, please give me a call. Well, I'm just going to do this. Rectangle select. I use this because if you just use the crop tool, it crops the layer and not the whole image. So here we go, image, crop to selection. Voila, yeah, everything's done. I finally figured out what you did with this. Your box here is up in your corner here. I don't use that. I use the images, but don't worry about that. I figured out what it is. It's called, anyways, has to do with your selection. Here, what's it called? Selection Editor Menu, that's what it's called. Okay, so now that's done. We have to save the file. So you do two things. First, File, Save As, and I'm just looking for XCF. Composite. Just call it composite because it. Here we go. That's the one I'm gonna overwrite it since it's already there. You see, that's the one I showed you yesterday. Save, replace. Now, if you want to use that, you see, you can't print this one. So you have to go File, Export As, and we composite. And here's where you find your file types. And you want to find JPEG, JPEG image. You see it changes, composite.jpg. So we'll export that. My computer's a little slow today. Okay, that's good enough. Export. Close the, and now I'm going to stop.